The Fall Guy is out in theaters, latest film from director David Leitch. Previously made Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, and Bullet Train. This new one stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, and Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and is loosely based on a 1980s television show. Now, David Leitch used to be a stunt coordinator, and all of his previous movies do feature well-coordinated and well-choreographed action. So The Fall Guy feels like a very natural progression of that career in the way that, aside from being a romantic action comedy, it is also essentially a love letter to the craft of movie stunts. It's a 2-hour-long showcase of every concept of stunt you can think of. Car chases, helicopter dangling, dog stunts, fight scenes, people being set on fire, firefights, motorboat chase scenes, jumping through explosions, car rolls. In fact, the car roll done in this film broke the world record, as they managed to roll a car 8.5 times in a single stunt. All of that is done very well and dressed up as a loosely played, entertaining story that isn't particularly special, but also doesn't take itself too seriously. Gosling plays a stuntman who used to date Emily Blunt's character, movie director. They had a falling out, he fucked up, now he wants her back. An opportunity presents itself with a job offer from a producer to come back and work on her new movie. He agrees, but apparently his real job is to find out what happened to the main movie star, played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who had some sort of shady contact with drug dealers and mob people. He needs to find him and bring him quietly back to set so that the film can be finished on time, and then maybe he can win back the heart of the girl of his dreams. Is it silly? Absolutely. But as I said, it knows it's silly and it plays that up for entertainment, and the result is a much more enjoyable movie than I expected. Gosling is effortlessly charming, and he still impresses me with just how good he is at comedy, and especially physical comedy, being primarily a leading man and a very skilled dramatic actor. He is very funny here, reminded me of The Nice Guys, which I wholly recommend, by the way. But he can also be very sincere, very dramatic in the more serious moments, like that car scene with the Taylor Swift song playing. It is a comedic scene, but before and after the song is played, he just sort of sits there in the car like this tired, old, exhausted dog. He has this particular look in his eyes, which really belongs in a much more serious movie than this. He also has incredible chemistry with Emily Blunt, who is also rather enjoyable. Aaron Taylor-Johnson is funny, all the supporting cast are good as well. There's a lot of meta jokes about movie making and Hollywood, but they managed to walk the fine line of never feeling like too much, never feeling like they're really getting stale. The film also has an incredible amount of payoffs to seemingly one-off throwaway jokes, or sometimes not even jokes, but just single lines of dialogue. Almost everything that's set up is paid off, and more. It really reminded me of Hot Fuzz in that regard. And the film essentially becomes a Chekhov's cannonade by the time we hit the third act. And finally, the action, which I kind of already started with. It's done amazingly well, clearly made by people who love filmmaking and love being stuntmen and love showing off their incredible skills. It is a joy to watch these action scenes, very, very well done. And as the credits play out, there's a sort of behind the scenes reel of how they created those stunts, so I really recommend staying in the theater after the movie ends to check that out. So all in all, I thought this was an unexpectedly solid movie. I hoped it would be decent, because based on the promotional materials it looked kind of shaky, but it exceeded my expectations and managed to be 2 hours of straight fun. Yes, there are individual moments when it drags just a little bit between the action, but the charisma of the leads more than makes up for that. Really fun popcorn flick.